All right, let's keep this thing moving. Are you ready for your next performer? Okay, Paige Bowman. Paige Bowman is a stand-up comedian and devoted cat mother of two. It may seem odd for a cat person to love Batman, but the heart wants what it wants. That being said, no love is unconditional. Would it have killed Nolan to at least consider reimagining Catwoman as Cat Lady? Just saying, you guys gave me a hard time earlier about Cat Lady. Sweatpants seem easier for the wardrobe department than spandex. Either way, should anyone be looking to innovate, Paige doesn't have a casting agent, but she's easy to find, struggling with a 25-pound cat litter in any local Kroger. So please applaud both Paige and the trailer for Batman and Robin!
Strength and courage.
Partners.
Honor.
Partners.
And loyalty. Freedom and justice.
Partners.
It all comes together.
We're going to need a bigger cave.
Batman and Robin.
Honor, courage, integrity, freedom, strength. Just the final voiceover is just a fifth grader's vocabulary list on a very difficult quiz because those words are hard to distinguish. Like, they could kind of all mean the same thing. I will say, watching this trailer is like, oh, so that's where Harry Potter 5 got its weirdly uplifting music from. They just stole it from that. It sounds terrible. And like, do you hear that? That's the sound of the franchise's doom. Like, after this, they didn't make another Batman for almost 10 years. They were like, no, we gotta stay with, like, worse than the Tobey Maguire thing. We can't do this again. Like, also, no movie has integrity. Freeze has a snow globe of Gotham. Fired, props department, fired. Get out of here. What are you doing? It's almost like Tim Burton was here. It's too literal. That's awful. I will just say, you know, like, Mr. Freeze is here, and, like, that's wonderful. But why wasn't Penguin in this movie where the habitat at least matches? Like, Poison Ivy and Freeze, in her mind, they're moving in together. Like, they have a fight in her mind, again, because she's like, well, I want a garden. He's like, well, I want ice. Like, the Penguin and Mr. Freeze could have just hung out. They've been really, I don't know. This movie. I can't even because this movie, everything's covered in ice, but George Clooney's performance is still the most frozen thing in the entire, oh God. And like, also, need I remind you, this is the one where Alfred almost dies. Like, so if you were like, that movie wasn't so bad, they almost kill the butler. So that's, everything is too on the nose. Robin's like, it's the hockey team from hell. It's like, excuse me, I think that's the Iceland team from D2, the Mighty Ducks. Like, these guys don't look so bad. And when's the last time you saw Rollerblades? Brink came out 1 year later. You think that's a coincidence? I don't know. I get irritated with so many things in this movie. Like, Mr. Freeze has groupies. Like, he has all these girls who want to get up on that frozen dick. Like, no, absolutely not. I won't have sex unless it's a certain temperature in my apartment. I'm like, no, it's too cold. Like, also, women, we can do better. He is literally a cold-hearted villain. Like, ice babies. He's too cold. Like, I won't apologize for that. At some point, Batman looks around and he's like, this is why Superman works alone. But the movie is called Batman and Robin. Robin says maybe 7 words in the trailer, which, like, when you think about how bad the writing is, could be a gift. But it's just kind of weird. Like, we've been marginalizing Chris O'Donnell as a society for years. And I just think it's so unfair. Like, since this, really Grey's Anatomy? Like, really Meredith Grey? You picked the adulterous, like, troubled surgeon over the cute vet? Like, God damn it. This is why people hate white women. Like, we're just, Also, trailer, why you gotta bury the lead with my girl Alicia Silverstone, okay? Clueless had just come out the year before. Millions of girls across the country my age were pretending that we knew what Ty Frazier meant when she was like, as long as his you-know-what isn't crooked. Like, come on. Like, the potential for crossover here was huge. Like, you saw Poison Ivy's makeup. That is some fucked up shit. So, like, get Dion in here, do a montage. Just imagine the fan fiction if these two had come... I'm just saying, 10-year-old me would never have made these marketing mistakes. Like, could have sold this bitch. It's really baffling to me that, like, a teenage girl shows up and she's like, Uncle Alfred! And then, like, 10 seconds later, she's in an illegal motorcycle race, which she loses and almost dies in. And then at the end of the movie, it's like, oh, let's invite her to join, like, our diamond nipple hard crime fighting team. She all of a sudden knows how to... Can't stop. Also, I'm sure you guys noticed, like, Batman was like, he's like, Batgirl, well, that's not awfully PC. Cher Horowitz doesn't need your mansplaining, Batman, so just, like, back off. I think my favorite character in the whole movie is Uma Thurman. Like, I love how her character's like, we've got a fan. she's a doctor, but she has problems with time management. She's like, so many people to kill, so little time. Well, maybe if you spent less time on that hair, you could get more done. Also, like, you could pick a more effective method of killing your enemies than 7 minutes and heavening them all to death. Like, that takes time. And it's also annoying to me because, like, ooh, look, her sexuality is a weapon, and shit, is it 1935 already? Like, come on. I'll give them this. If I could kill someone by kissing them, like, 80% of the people I know would be dead. Like, because, like, I have impulse control issues, like, especially with men. Like, just, like, the other day I was, like, driving in my car and I, like, whistled at a fella because, like, I liked what I saw. And, like, he could be dead right now. And then I was mad at myself. I was like, Paige, you're a feminist. Like, what's next? You're going to go up to guys and be like, oh, honey, you'd be so much cuter if you smiled when you were walking around. I'm like, I don't know. Maybe that's the future of feminism, like women just treating men worse until they get that they should treat us better. That being said, after extensive analysis, I do think that Batman and Robin is a feminist film because everyone, no matter their gender, looks equally ridiculous for having being involved in this movie. So, like, this is my favorite part of the movie, so just, like, bear with me for a second. If you haven't seen it, I'm going to paint a really good picture. There's, like, a moment in the trailer where you kind of see it, but Poison Ivy does a striptease out of a gorilla suit in this movie. And it's kind of weird because they're at a jungle-themed bachelorette auction charity ball, which is just so typical Gotham. When are we going to stop having charity balls? They always end in a disaster. I watched 4 seasons of the OC. They had like 15 parties. All of them got ruined. Ryan's mom got drunk. Marissa got drunk. Jimmy Cooper got punched in the face. Just stop trying to help people. Write a check. Like, no caterers. No caterers. Anyway, like, you know, people are on stage. They're bidding on women because, and like Poison Ivy and her people like take to the backstage and all the music kind of quiets and everyone looks at her and she's, Leonide, remind you, in a gorilla suit. And she starts kind of doing this like sway to just the sound of like thumb cymbals, what are they, castanets? I don't know. And then like it's about as sexy as like a mom's only pole dancing class. It's terrifying. And like she takes off the hands and then she takes off the head and so she turns around and then she just drops the whole gorilla suit, which if you're really paying attention is impossible because she doesn't step out of it. There's no Velcro. I checked for seams, so that's already pretty improbable. But then she like kind of does this thing where she like turns around to the audience and then she just trust falls back into a group of dancers who I'm pretty sure she didn't pay off. So like how did they know to catch her? And then it gets worse because she just walks on their backs up to the stage. And anyway. Don't worry, guys, though. It's only like a matter of time before Freeze shows up to ruin the party because it's a charity ball, so it can't go well. And that's the part in the trailer where you see Mr. Freeze yell, "Everybody chill!" Which is like, I think if you keep count, maybe the 10th ice pun in the trailer. And it's 2 minutes and 38 seconds. Like, that's I can't do the math there, but it's too much. And like the best part is the fighting in the movie. Robin actually makes someone fall down by making them slip on a banana peel. And there's this sound effect. It goes like whoop, and you really get why there wasn't a fifth one of these. They were like, no, Joel, you're done. Go home. You're drunk, Joel Schumacher. To my final point about the film, does everybody really need a codpiece? Like, I saw, like, if the H&M ads can be believed, David Beckham is the only person who could fill that out, and like it would like be legitimized. I just feel like maybe there's more to Batman, Mr. Freeze, and Robin than their dicks. Like, I don't want to give men too much credit, but there could be. Like, I just can't imagine Christian Bale standing for that. Like, no way, Jose. Like, I don't know who the costume designer was for this, but like, freaking come on. I'm not that impressed, okay? Like, there are some sandwiches I can't get my mouth around. So like, that's just a time waster for me. It's not gonna work out at all. And like, I have no chance with that guy. I get wanting to draw attention to your best asset. I haven't figured that out, but I understand the concept. Like, I know men are proud. I had a guy come up to me once, he's like, hey, I'm 5'5", I'm unemployed, but like, if you need the volume changed on your television, like, I don't have to stand up for that. And I was like, well, yeah, I've got a remote too, buddy, so it's not that impressive. But he's like, oh, I have a 9-inch dick. And I was like, whoa, take that elsewhere, okay? Also, like, I don't know what that guy... Where does that guy live that his sofa and his television are within dick reach of each other? I'll tell you one thing, it's not goddamn Wayne Manor. That place is nice. All right, guys, and Paige, thanks a lot.
Paige Bowman, everybody!
Scene missing.